Hi guys, today I'm over at Cassone's RV, and I'm not sure how much work I'll be doing on this one, but it's kind of information that's good to know and share with people. So this is a Discovery. I'll have to find out what year it is. Looking at a 2003 manufacturer, so 2004. So I had a viewer contact me, the owner of this one, and say that he needed to get his roof done. I'm really unavailable currently, unfortunately. What had happened was, I guess he had arranged with another repair shop or individual to do the roof on it, and they tore it apart and didn't want to go any further than that. I can't fault them too much because I'm sure this was that felt back, the fleece back TPO roof, and they ripped that off. So he's in dire need of a roof because it's kind of hard to have an RV without a roof. So the roof's been removed, and they brought it over to Cassone's. Cassone's was nice enough to go ahead and offered to finish up the job for him. You can see there was some rot around this vent right there. They have all new materials to rebuild the roof. They're gonna have to get a lot of that fleece material, which you can see right there, off. Scrape that off. And the owner already has the roof material. Now, of course, like a lot of people out there, they go on YouTube and they find RV channels. I don't know. And he's already bought some commercial grade TPO material to put on top. So all Cassone's gonna do is basically put the material on top after they rebuild it. I have to head up the street. Hopefully when I get back, we'll find out where we're sitting on here, but this is gonna be a big job. Now, I do know he made mentions of wanting to put curbs in, but I'm not sure if curbing on all the vents and skylights and ACs is going to happen on this job. We'll see. Well, it looks like there's some ripped off roof over here. Yeah, that's a rotten roof. I've seen those before. So you're supposed to inspect these things every year. Maybe twice a year would be best. Yeah. And they use more of an expanding, it almost looks like a polyurethane adhesive rather than a contact adhesive. How did it go? Did it separate okay from the foam?
The foam, not the flashing.
not the aluminum?
There's a nice 2-foot strip running down the middle of the coat.
That's a pretty rare thing to do. So a little bit different from Winnebago. You can actually see frame. And then metal flashing, huh? What do you think that's for? It's load-bearing aluminum foil.
Well, they do have a framing it running down the whole length of it.
Right.
So it does kind of help seam it together, but...
Huh, that's really interesting. I don't think I've ever seen one of these torn apart. Looks like you got most of that felt off. So I'm being told you can walk on it.
Walk kind of to the sides a little where the frame is.
There's no frame, right? Is there?
Both sides.
I don't know. Sounds dubious to me right there. I can see it right there. I can see it there. But it's one way of doing it. So what was the actual story?
You just bought this TPO roof. The awning being mounted right here caused a whole bunch of leaks.
Right.
And then all the way down the driver's side where we ripped up had some leaks.
Yeah, but he paid somebody to take it apart before, right? And then they said no more?
He thought he was gonna get it done for about $2,000.
Right.
Which is very shy for a job like this.
It's very, very low. That doesn't cover material.
The guy had decided to not finish.
Got it.
So he's stuck in Arizona until we're done.
Well, you guys are really nice for doing that. I know. I just did not have time to do this. Kind of sad I missed this part. What were you saying?
So when our flashing here separated from the foam, it was causing a nice bubble in the roof and made the roof look like it was soft.
Oh, right. All right, well, there it is, that high-tech commercial roofing material. This is supposed to be TPO. It's pretty thick stuff. This looks more like PVC, what I would expect from PVC. You can kind of see a grid matrix in there. But I don't know. We'll find out what it is. But this stuff is definitely a lot thicker than a normal TPO. All right. So Mike is saying we got the adhesive right here. It's very thick stuff. We got the caulk for it. I don't know if I remember correctly on the job that they were asked to do. All the owner's asking for them to do is to put the membrane on, glue it on after doing the repairs to the roof. He's going to make curbing and heat weld the curbing with the other TPO. So it is TPO, they were saying. And then I think this is probably primer or something. What is this? Ooh, it's cleaner. But they're also saying this roll is incredibly heavy. Did you try to help lift it?
What?
Did you lift it?
No, forklift carried it in.
All right, it was on a forklift. So we're gonna have to. Yeah, it's pretty heavy. So they're gonna use a forklift to actually put it up there, roll it out. Now, unlike the Dicor roof Bright Tech TPO and EPDM, what they want, or the manufacturer of this material wants, is to have a 30-minute tack up. So you roll it out onto the roof, wait 30 minutes before you put the material on it. But you also need to roll it out on the backside of the material. So it's going to be glue to glue, not material into wet glue. So what we're going to have to do is roll it out like you normally would, fold it halfway back, glue the roof, glue the membrane, wait about 30 minutes, roll it out. And since we can't do it wet, we're gonna have to make sure that it doesn't touch, because it'll be a little bit more like contact adhesive at that point. And then once that side's glued down, you pull back the back part and do it the exact same way as the front. Now, looking at the material here, they are gonna go ahead and replace the aluminum down the middle. So obviously we're not engineers, and the engineer thought it was important. So we'll go ahead and cut this part off because it is all deformed and loose, and just glue a new piece of aluminum on there. So it's just going to be roof flashing material. It's just a roll of aluminum roof flashing. Take a look at it again. We'll roll it out and glue it down. So yeah, they're calling this 20 inches wide, 25 feet roll. And what gauge is it saying? Who knows? Who cares? They're just calling it roll flashing. So this is what you'd normally use on a house to make flashing or counter flashing. Well, here's the new deck. Replaced the rotten areas, and they even put metal underneath. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to inspect their work, but I assume they do good work because
Trust us.
I do trust you. I assume it's good work.
I ain't taking it up now, I'll tell you that. Yeah.
And they used contact adhesive, what we use on a Winnebago roof.
Once it's down.
It's down. And the good news is that this is really thick commercial TPO that's going on there, so it should hide quite a bit, unlike the thin stuff RV manufacturers use. You ready? Oh, this thing's heavier.
Oh, this side's light. I can let go.
Why do I have all the weight? And a camera. Well, that wasn't so bad. Where are we going? Okay. That wasn't so bad. Now we get the arm out of the way? No, it's going to be in the way when we roll it out. It'll have to be out.
Should I take the whole thing off?
I think we're going to have to, don't you?
Probably should.
You're so strong. Some might say this is a completely wrong way of doing everything, but those people are negative. Don't listen to them.
They're always 3/8.
Never my entire life has this stuff been on there. That's good.
I'm gonna drill those rivets in first.
All right, you got one of them cutter things? You did it, Micah. We're free.
Almost free as a bird. There might be
Go
one.
put that somewhere. So we had to take the awning arms off because they were sticking above the roof line. It's gonna be hard to drape TPO properly with this adhesive. We get only really one shot, right, Chad? One. Dr. Strange says one. It's a technical device.
Yeah, for snap-on, they don't work very well.
They had a hard time cutting zip ties, so wires are different in this story. Mud dauber open right there?
Mud daubers are everywhere.
You should put them against this wall so they disappear later. Like a year and a half later, then we gotta go find one.
You know, I feel like you're adding me, but I don't feel bad about it. Because we didn't, I know for a fact that we didn't throw away the ones that weren't supposed to be thrown away.
Well, yeah, but...
No, that only exists to be pretty.
Just to hide the lag screws on the bottom?
Well, I mean, this part should unsnap. That plastic part, right? If you got one of them screwdriver things, you have to get it underneath. Nope. Underneath, right? There.
There it is. Hey, look at that. It's not rivets. 3/8 though.
All right. Well, last little scraping, and then we'll put a new roof on tomorrow, and this will be exciting because we've never done this style before. 150 for your your new tool to clean off roofs. Yeah. I wish there was a battery we could see how it works. Let's look. That's only a 4.0. That's not an 8.0.
My 9.0 was dead.
Of course it was. Let's see this thing go. That's money well spent. Good job, Chad.
Hey!
Yeah, it's better than the little tiny one. All right, so the plan is this, right? We do one final pass for anything underneath. So we got a nice leaf blower now. All right, you can do off the rest. We do have to cut this. We will have to cut that pipe right there. All right, I'll hold it. Special magic tape.
I heard.
It's fiberglass mesh tape. Bridges the gaps and makes everything better somehow magically.
Let's get the glass. Fiberglass tape, isn't it?
Yeah. That worked out really well. So right now we have the material. This is the material right here. It's a TPO. This stuff is heavy. Heavy, 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 heavy. So what we're going to try to do is use the forklifts to support the roll and unroll it off the forklifts. Because this is so heavy, we don't trust the roof being able to handle the roll sitting on it. All right, so here's the unofficial plan. We got an awning tube going through that roll. We're gonna get the forklifts, strap the tube to the forklifts, raise it up in the air, and then we can just use that big dispenser.
Yeah, I hope for the best.
We always hope for the best. All right, so there it is, strapped on, spaced out. Let's see if this plan's gonna work. Now with that right there, we should be able to unwrap it and roll it out where we need it to be. That was definitely a lot more unwieldy than a normal TPO, but we're there. Now we just have to cut it, roll back half of it, glue it down once it's centered, and pull back the other half and glue it down just like a normal roof. I think some people would fold it in half in the middle like a taco, but I've never had any good luck doing that. I always screw something up because it's so long. So it's easier to work with a shorter dimension than half. All right, we got a nice lined up. The manufacturer gives us a nice straight line on this side, so we want to make sure that that's not going to be visible because it'll be up there. I think this is where the, if you needed to bond the two panels together, that's the overlap that you would want. But we're not doing that, so we don't have to worry about that. And we don't want those to be visible. So we got it laid out. Now we just have to pull it back and glue it. I'm suspecting this glue is a lot more like rubber cement, so we'll find out just shortly right now. I mean, so far I like the other TPO stuff better, and I know why they use it, because it's a lot easier to work with. What do you think, Chad?
Correct.
Do you concur? I concur. Let's see this magical stuff. Yeah, that looks like rubber cement.
Contact cement. Smells just like Sta-bond. Watch your hat.
Yeah, it smells like contact adhesive. Very flammable.
Yes.
Should we get
It right there on the side.
Should we get a stick and stir it?
I think so. Weatherman says 82.
82. Well, then we have at least 4 hours, right?
False.
Well, at 75 degrees, we got 40 minutes.
40 minutes. Well, then we should probably hurry up. Do you want to do the back first, because that's in the shade, or in the sun? Or do you want to not get discouraged first? Guys made the decision, we'll do the back first, so that if we mess up on the back, we don't have to tear off the front. And also, we have enough to do it a second time.
That's right.
All right, it's good thinking, Chad.
We're like astronauts. We've got
Always plan for the worst and hope for the... Wait, not hope for the worst, though, right?
Yeah, we're like astronauts. We got extra.
Extra?
Yeah, we have backup plans.
But we don't have duct tape.
We don't. We do, though.
All right, I think we got ourselves pretty well centered on the side. All we're gonna do now is pull this edge back about halfway, and then glue on both sides and then roll it back. All right, almost there. Get it to Micah.
Are you doing like half the roof first?
You calling that good? All right.
20 feet, yeah?
Yeah. Glob, 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 glob.
Tough stick. I don't know. It's a whole lot cheaper than the stuff that we use for the final. Maybe we do a little test. Yeah.
Oh, let's roll it out. We're doing the first third because the other part's fully in the sun. You staying straight? Now, from what we're discovering is it will make some wrinkles, but they do roll out. It's very surprising. This violates everything I know about everything. There's one by your knee too. So there's a skylight. That's where the skylight goes. I'm gonna do something I'd never do on a normal roof, rubber roof, or TPO roof. I can actually stand on it. That's pretty impressive, isn't it, Chad?
Strong. And do. That's 300 pounds right there.
Well, I mean, it had a healthy breakfast. All right, well, that's where the rear cap line should be. So we glued up to that. I'm just rolling out the last little bit. Decided to move the RV forward a little bit out of the sun as much as we could. And
Is that it? Well, that worked pretty decently.
yeah, just a little more things to get up, but we should be good. Good job. I mean, I feel kind of bad, Chad, because I have the knee pads on. So far, we're halfway done. We're decently okay with it. We're not going to glue the radiuses. We'll keep that free floating. You wouldn't be able to do this anyways if we would have glued it at the same time.
More difficult than it needs to be.
It is more difficult. It's difficult to work with. But also that flash time of 40 minutes, just like I said, it's like almost immediate. So
That's a lie.
that's a lie. Maybe
10, maybe 10.
maybe. And
Probably 30 minutes in like Oregon.
so Oregon, yeah, for sure, yeah. Maybe Georgia.
got the last bit coming up.
Look at that. It's done. Just got to roll it out now. All right, well there it's installed. Still have to put the moldings on the sides of the top. We'll put the ACs on and this job will be done. It was not a fun job to do. So it's definitely a learning curve with it. I've always respected the guys in Georgia that put this stuff down because I knew it was going to be too hard for me to do. But that material is heavy, it's heavy duty, it's very strong. The nice thing about this stuff is it's very durable, obviously. Gluing it down is not very forgiving. It was a bit scary there until we figured out how to do it without causing lots and lots of bubbles. Obviously it can be repaired, you can heat weld it if it does tear, but I don't know, it'd take a lot to tear this stuff. But I don't know that I would ever recommend a do-it-yourself or doing a job like this. That contact cement, once it's stuck, it's stuck. And pulling it back off, you're just going to ruin the deck and have to start all over again. The die-core method, the EPDM, and the thinner Brite-Tech TPO, it's a lot more forgiving. You have a lot more work time, and it's not nearly as heavy. Stretches, it's nice. Stuff is nice too. So hopefully we just have to put it back together and we'll be done. Well, there it is. I just put the molding on and put the molding on the front, and the owner's going to do the rest of the work. So there's really nothing else to see now, right, Chad? Some baller rivets. I've never seen those before. I got it. So it's kind of like die-core.
Close.
But it's commercial, so it's better than die-core.
Yes.
Is it?
I don't know, isn't that how it goes? If it's commercial, it must be better.
That's what they tell me.
Was this Flex Seal?
Flex Seal. Top grade sealant.
Dang. Well, so there it is. Really thick. You can kind of see the fiber inside the material right there. But now you can say you do TPO roofs that are commercial grade.
I can't say that.
You can't say that? You developed a whole new skill.
Don't want to say that.
Would you like to do it again?
Not really.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much what it's going to look like when it's all done. This guy should have a bulletproof Discovery now. So that stuff's set up pretty well. It does seem to self-level a little bit, just not well as die-core would. Obviously we got to... But overall, it was a decent learning experience. This roof is very thick. The owner's going to, I guess, build his own curbs. Has his own material. We're going to put the vents on, and this job will be done. I can understand the appeal of this material. It is much thicker, much more durable. And of course it can be repaired. It doesn't just have to have a Sta-bond put on it. You can heat weld repair patches if you needed to. It's a weird job because we're only doing like a partial part of the job. And it would have been nice to see what it looked like when it was all done. Maybe he'll send me some pictures. I don't know. We'll see. But it was a weird experience. The stuff's very, very thick. It doesn't bend well. More like cardstock paper. Very, very, very thick. But yeah, I doubt this stuff would tear if a branch was dragged across it. So like I said, I can understand the appeal. But that was the process. The owner's going to go ahead and I think finish up all the ceiling on the side right here. And this job will be done. That may not be completely true. I think they're going to still put the ACs on. I don't know if the owner will take it back off again to put curbs on for the ACs. I don't know. Probably the only learning curve that we got on this was rolling it down. You just can't roll it down like you would a normal membrane roof because it is a contact. Once it touches, it touches. So it's nice to have. What we had was Chad and Micah rolling it out on top, and I was my son and I were actually holding it up out of the way. So I can kind of understand why I think some manufacturers taco it the lengthwise and just roll it up the other way, because it makes maybe doing that a little bit easier, because you're not 25 feet, 30 feet up in the air. Well, trying to keep that part from touching, you're only going to have, what is that? We'll call it 8 feet, so 4 feet up on end, so you can have one person on one end, one person on the other, and holding it up as the other person pushes it into place. So that I can understand. But that's not the way we did it. So maybe that's a better way of doing it. I wish there was more to show, but that's pretty much what they were hired to do. But there it was, guys, putting a commercial TPO roof on a 2004 Discovery. It's strong, it's difficult, but it's doable. You can't do that not expecting you not to film that.
Appropriate method for shaking these.
It did say shake thoroughly mechanically.
Look at that.
That's pretty strong stuff. I can't deny that. No, Chad, not in that mode.
What?
Thank you.
Just being
You making a witch's brew there?
Ooh, double and something and
Toil and trouble.
Copyright infringement.
No, Shakespeare's dead. It's very
My
satisfying.
brain says that's
I'll give you $1 if you like this.
$1? Well, it'd be a fool not to do that.
It's like candy.
Looks like caramel.
Yeah.
My brain says it's caramel, but I know that's not caramel.
But it could be. Ready? You know, this worked out pretty well. I mean, if this fork could go higher, that'd been better, but you know, maybe I should have bought a better one.
Yeah, he looks super happy in the videos.
You do watch the videos.
Huh?
You do watch them.
Well, I watch you create them.
Oh, okay.
Right now, with a smile on your face. Forward.
Forward. Move ahead
It's not too late.
to whip it. Into shape. Where are we going? I'm turning. I have to turn.
Back.
Now I'm walking backwards.
Back. Yeah.
What you doing in here, Chad? Dang, look at that custom floor. That looks good.
Not too bad, right?
Yeah. Looking forward to doing that roof? Nope.
Yeah, it opens.
Look at that. No more tripping down the hallway. It's a good idea. Well, you just had to cut down the door a little bit.
A lot bit.
A lot bit. It's a good thing you didn't throw that flooring away.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, I'm not saying I told somebody to throw it away, but I think I did. All right, guys, I'm not sure if I did a very good job explaining what's going on with this 2004 Discovery.